Good morning everyone, or it might not be morning by the time I post this, so just wanted to say hello and to come on and do something. And as you can see, my table is a mess, and it's because I worked in here yesterday and I haven't tidied up properly. So but anyway, what I'm doing is, yesterday I made these. So I made this lovely tag and these. Now these were from mostly printables. There's a bit of book page there, and you know, backed with nice paper. And then I did this, which an envelope. So I covered the envelope with paper. I had a bit of a struggle cutting that out, but that was for this here, so that was supposed to go in there like that. And so anyway, the reason I was making these is because I made a start on a new journal. Now I don't know if I'm happy with it at the moment. You know that I'm, well, you don't know, but I've been thinking about making a shabby chic journal. And the other day I made this cover, which I quite like. It's not shabby chic as such, it's just a very pretty vintage cover. And sorry, my fingers, I've been out in the garden. So anyway, and they're broken as well, which is a shame. Anyway, so basically it was an envelope that I put a few layers of tissue paper inside and then encased it in these two fabrics, so the top fabric and this fabric here and this fabric there. So that's an old piece of linen, and this old cloth, and this is some vintage fabric. As I said, it's quite pretty, but it's not screaming shabby chic to me. I've left the raw edges and I've sewn around twice, as you can see, once with pink and then another with just a cream a line of stitches. So yeah, anyway, and then I put together a few pages for a journal. And that's what I did these for, but I'm still not sure about what I'm doing. So what I thought I'd do is just try and inspire myself by making something a bit different today. Just because, as I said, I did, you know, these sort of printable ones, and I want to do something using some scraps I could sort of create something with. So what I need, first of all, is I need a size of paper that I want to work on. I think I like this size in half. Well, I could actually make something double, you know, like a little cover for something. So I suppose that's an option. No, I'm going to stick with my original plan. I'm trying to do something a bit, you know, just something not quite. I just want to make something different. So I want to try and use lots of like bits of paper and things like that. But, I can't get my words out. I am struggling a little bit, I must admit. I struggled yesterday as well, but we'll see. So this is handmade paper. I'll use that side, will I? Yeah, I'll use that side. It's got some nice pink. So it's handmade paper that I made just by layering different papers underneath, and then the top bit there. I think that's finished. I'll just leave that for a minute. Use this one. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Got back from the hen party a couple of days ago, and just, you know, well, just chilling out really, and as I say, I came in here yesterday and started that journal, and I just wanted to carry on making in here, but do a video as well. This is quite soft paper as well. I don't want that edge though. I want sort of edges that are not... I like the fact that you can see through that as well. Yeah, I just want to just do something for the fun of it. I don't want to feel under pressure, which is, you know, I know it's a bit pathetic really, because, you know, it's only crafting, but sometimes I do feel pressure, and then I'm not my best. So, and you know, I make a video and I don't like it, and that happens quite a lot lately, so I'm just frustrated with myself for that reason. Quite like that with the blue. I think it really works with blue, so I might put that there. And then what I'll do is I'll put a focal point on as well. So yeah, so we had an amazing time at the hen party. It was really, really lovely. We stayed in a beautiful house in near Haworth, which is where we went recently. My sister and niece and I, we went there recently to the Bronte Museum and had a few days there, lovely few days there, and we decided, well, we found this place and we decided to go back. So so we had one day in Haworth itself, just sort of, you know, having a meal, having fun around the town, and it was really lovely. We had a lovely time. Everybody really loved it. We made flower crowns, which were beautiful, really pretty, and we all wore them around the town, so obviously that made us stand out. Just wondering whether to go for something. Now, so these were part of a project that I did many years ago now, and I'm just wondering whether to use them or not. Like that. I really like that. And there maybe. I like that you can see through it and that it's got that little bit of fabric on there. I think I might put that on there, and I might stitch it as well. I think I prefer it down here, so I'm going to put it on because I'm, you know, it's nice that I can use these things. These were part of a larger art project that I did. I think it was 2009. And it was part of an exhibition. It was, and then it was exhibited again later on. It was quite a big one, you know. But this was just a small part of it. There. So you know, there's no point in keeping things like this just in a drawer somewhere. I might as well use them, and using them in this way also gives them a new purpose, which I like. I think I'm going to actually glue that down. I wasn't going to, but I think I will, because I don't like it sticking up like that. Good. Right, I'll let that dry for a minute. Don't like that black bit there. Wondering whether to put something over it. I mean, what about that? Yeah, I like that there. It's already stuck on. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. Just put that. just adds more interest. It's, you know, make sure there's glue on there. So yeah, just something a little bit of fun to work with, and I can add something on top as well. So I'll keep that one there for a minute, and I'll make a start on another one. Right, we'll use the same paper, and I think I want to use some pattern paper for a start. So I'll use a bit of this. Doesn't rip very well, this stuff, so I'll just see what I get from it by ripping. There, love that. Love, love, love it. Like that. Oh, well, maybe I'll put something underneath it first. Little bird. This was believe it or not, this was part of another project that I did, and I know it looks bizarre, but there's a reason for it, so, and I won't go into it right now, but yeah, it was part of another little project. It was lots and lots of birds that I did. I'm going to use this. I'm going for it, guys. So yeah, we did lots of crafts on this hen party. We had delicious food. We went out for food. We had cocktails. We sat outside because it was very warm. We sat outside in the sunshine, drinking cocktails at a little cafe bar thing. Well, actually, it's the old post office in Haworth, up on the main street at the top, if anybody knows it. And it's a really, really interesting old building. I would recommend it. Well, you can't miss it really, because it's one of the main, you know, places to visit, I guess. But it's it's a post office that was used by the Brontes. So, you know, it's famous, but it's now a bar. But it's beautiful. It's very, you know, all the original features and things like that. And then outside is a little courtyard, and you can, it's gorgeous. It's surrounded by jasmine and other flowers and plants in the courtyard. It's just lovely. Really, really nice. So we sat outside and had cocktails. And quite like that there, even though it's the same sort of thing. I think I'll put that there. Oh yeah, so we sat outside having cocktails, and afterwards, and then we had a hot tub. I didn't actually go in the hot tub. I just wasn't feeling like I wanted to, which is very unusual for me, but anyway, the rest of everybody else did, so that was nice. Excuse me, I'm drinking a little coffee. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't really up for it, because I'm usually am, but yeah. Anyway, I didn't feel like I was missing out, because I've you know, recently been in one. I do love a hot tub though. Let's see what else. I want to add, oh, I like that. Right, that's going on. So I'll say I'm making snappy decisions, and I think when you're doing you know, collages like this, I think it's important really to try and make snappy decisions. Otherwise, you know, you think too hard about it and try and look for the prettiest papers and all of that. And really, if you want to do something with scraps, this is what you need to do. Just try and use what you have to create something interesting. And I like that. I mean, it wouldn't be everybody's taste, but I really like it. And again, I would add a focal point on there. That's interesting, it's all bubbling up. We'll see if it dries. I like that you can see the outline there from, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, we're having lovely weather, by the way. I wonder whether a piece of this wouldn't be nice. Just a corner of it. I don't want, yeah, something like that. There. Here. Yeah, I like that. Do I like it better there though? No. Here, I think. Not sure now. I mean, I really like it, but I'm not sure where to put it. There. Oh, by the way, if you hear a little dog, I have a little doggy here with me, keeping me company. It's Cara, my daughter's dog. She has come to stay for a week while my daughter goes on holiday. I'm going down there as well, taking her back down, because my daughter lives down south, for anyone who doesn't know. And so I'm taking her back down just before they come back. So, but at the moment she's staying with me here, which is really lovely. She's adorable. She's a Labradoodle. And yeah, she's just adorable. Right, I really like that, and I really like that, and I think I'll leave them as they are, and I will do one more. So I'm getting through them reasonably quick, which is good because I'm always really, you know, slow at these things. I've got some scrap paper here, so let's use some of this. So yeah, don't know if there's anything else to tell you. I'm going to put this straight on here. Actually, do I want it that big? No, I don't think I do. Too big. So I suppose in a way I'm making journaling cards, but I'm also just making something, just crafting, you know. Which is, I think sometimes you just need to do that. Especially if you're feeling a bit stuck. I'm not feeling stuck as such. I just, yeah, I'm just taking a long time making decisions and things, and I want to try and speed up my process and not be so precious about things. So I love this. I'll probably use that on there as well. I could have used that there. I'll think about that. Lovely. I just encased, so basically what I did is I collected very old clothes. It's a long story about what the project was about, but it was about institutions. So it was about being institutionalized, basically. And I used clothing as a sort of, you know, to represent people, I guess. And then part of it was broken down by sort of deconstructing clothes, and these were labels and things that was part of it. It was a much bigger project, very interesting, and I had so much interest in it, especially from well, it just got a lot of interest because it was sort of a commentary on social history in terms of institutions, and I loved it, and yeah, I was proud of it, very proud of it. I'm thinking I'm going to just add that there because it's a bit bland. So if I add it there, won't put too much glue on then. And then I can either fold it back. Yeah, I'll fold it back. I was going to say I can either fold it back or oh yes, and the hearts that I made, for anyone who knew, I made hearts for the hen party that I went to, and that's nice, but no, I don't want to use that. And everybody loved them. bride-to-be was just so happy with them. She's my niece, Ellie, and she was just really happy with them. So everybody was. Everybody took one, had one, and yeah, everybody seemed to really have an amazing time. We all did. Oh, I love this. I think I'm going to put that there just for something pretty. Or there. I think it goes there actually. Oh, I don't know now. I'll leave it for a minute. See what else. Oh, just this pile of papers. A lot of it though is printables that I've emptied out of a pouch. Well, actually, I think I'm going to use one of these. These are patterns from, oh well, it is what it is. That's okay, because this is what I'm doing. I am tearing paper and creating something different. Upside down, I think it'll be okay. Like that. It's very black though. I don't know if I want all that black. Yeah, I don't want it. Don't want the black. Not all of it anyway. Trying to rip it without taking that off. Right, and I'll take that off. I'll just leave that one. That's much better. So I'll just leave that one little element of black there. Right. I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, the hearts. They loved the hearts that I made. If you haven't seen them, look back on the last video at the end. Go right to the end, and you'll see them. Right now, I've put that here, and I didn't mean to, but I've, again, just making snappy decisions and looking at it differently. So I can put, for example, I can put that there, or maybe something longer there, like that. You can see through it. I want something longer, I think, though. What about? Yeah, put that there. That's better. Go all the way up, and then I can add something like that. I don't know. Right. So I'm very distracted, so I'm trying to concentrate, but at the same time I'm trying to talk to you guys and tell you what happened and how it all went. And oh yes, so Cara, yeah, she's a Labradoodle. She's gorgeous, in that, she's just a gorgeous little character. And it's lovely having her here. She's high energy, which is fine for me. I don't mind, she's going on walks and things. But she's not demanding, she's not trying to, she's not, yeah, she's not being demanding. Just wondering whether to layer that like that. Just in the corner there. It just gives a different, with the two being patterns. I know I'm a bit complicating things a little bit, but I'm still trying to make snappy decisions. That's all I'm doing. And I'm layering, which is what I like to do with the, oh no, should have ripped that. Definitely didn't want that on there though. Oh, okay. See if I can get that off. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Like that. All right, and I might put the last little bit somewhere else, sort of, you know, just to, yeah, I think I will. Just rip off that. So now, you know, I've had a very busy summer so far. I think now we've got the wedding coming up at the end of August. So, you know, again, busy with that. Not so much me. I'm not really busy. I don't, you know, I'm not playing a role as such. I'm just the Auntie Julie, and just, you know, helping if I can, but you know, there's not much for me to do. Ellie has really organised it well, and she's got coordinated helping and that sort of thing. So there's no role for me as such. What do you think there? Yeah. There. Good. Like it. Okay, and now what else? I think I want book page. That would be nice. Like that, maybe. Or up here. Yeah, I think I'll put it up here. And I know I'm not gluing on my board, which is naughty of me. I love that little bit of red at the top. I think. Don't want to cut that bit off. Right, now it's all getting a bit. Need to see, isn't that perfect? I think that's perfect. But would it be interesting to have something behind it though? More interesting? Yes, it would. Okay, so I'm going to see. I'm just wondering whether to rip a bit of this and not be able to see it. Whoops. Like that. And then put that on top. Actually, I don't think it's as effective. I think it's more effective like that. Well, this could go down here. I think I've used too many elements on this one. I really like that there. I'm going to put that there. And I'm not going to put something behind it because I think it distracts from the piece itself, which I really love. So, and there we go. All right, so that goes there. Now what else? What else do we want? Well, I've got a bit of fabric, but I don't want, no, I don't want to make it more. Nope. I did like that, but I feel like there's too much pattern. I feel like it needs to be just something plain. So, ooh, what about this? This is old pattern paper, I believe. So I could put a piece of that there, and it's see-through, and it works. I'll just take that off there. So I'm going to put that there. Hopefully it will glue down. I've never, well, I probably have used some of it before, but hopefully it will glue. It feels a bit like vellum, that's why I'm saying I'm hoping it will glue, because sometimes these things don't glue down, but let's see. Love it. Love it. Just turn that over. Shall I? No, I'm going to cut it off. It's making it a bit. Okay. Okay. Good. I'm liking that now as well. So actually, well, yeah, I suppose they would be similar colours, but I'm really liking those so far. Should have used a little bit of the red there. I think that would have been interesting, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to put that on top. Let's see. Well, I'll do it that way. Oh. Just, it will add more interest without, you know, adding too much of the, you know, as I mentioned, there is too much going on. This will just add a little bit more detail, and it's another layer, and I love my layers. So yeah, happy with that. I mean, it might not stick, but I'm going to sew them. So I found this little piece like that. Just wrap that in the corner here. Sometimes you just need something small to stand out, and I don't know, sometimes you do. There, not quite at the bottom. Yep, happy with that. So I think I've got the 3. Now I'm going to stitch them. Stitch around them. And I think they're probably, well, I'll start with this one because it seems to be the most dry. So let's get some thread and a needle. That's a good needle. What colour thread do I want? Well, I've got some threads here. Oh, I like grey. Let's use grey. Yeah, it's not, let's have a little sewing session. So I'm just using 2 strands, I think it's enough. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to do, you know, any sort of, I'll just do a random stitch, I think. Got glue on my fingers. Right, let's do this. No, we have to do this one first. I'm going to stitch around this. I'm going to try not to think about it too much. So this here was originally sewn, oh, maybe not this one, but the others were. So as part of the bigger project, some of them were sewn. I should do. Thank you for your lovely comments, by the way. I will catch up. I know there's a couple of comments I haven't replied to, and I will do it. I just need to, you know, get onto YouTube. I haven't really been much on YouTube. I'm just going to do like some random stitches, so not in any order as such. You watch, I'll start doing them in order. It's just what I do. I'm just predictable. Oh, I hope this wire isn't anywhere. I've got a wire. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, we didn't manage to really do any. Oh, I went to there's an apothecary, and I'll show you. I'll put a picture in the video, so you'll see a picture pop up of the apothecary in the high street of Haworth. Oh, I didn't go in the last time I visited. I didn't actually go in, and I went in this time and had a look around, and oh my goodness me, it is beautiful. It's just stunning. You know, with all the old style apothecary drawers, and it sells, I think it might be one brand or a couple of brands of very nice, sweet smelling, you know, sort of, I don't know, candles and hand cream and fragrance and things like that. And then it also sells books, various other things, but it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The books are generally sort of about foraging and witchcraft and, you know, all sorts of interesting books, you know, nature and that sort of thing. But it's just beautiful. I mean, really decorative, the whole of the shop. And the ceiling is painted with stars. It's a navy blue with gold stars, I think, if I remember rightly. Right. Sorry, my needle needs threading again. So yeah, we're having really warm weather again, and I'm not complaining. I love it. It might be a bit too hot down south though, I don't know. It's not too bad here. It's bearable. Yesterday was really hot and I was out wearing dark jeans and I was wearing a thin blouse, but it was still too hot in it. And we went for a walk. We went to the wedding venue to have a look around, and also we had had a massive dessert, a chocolate dessert, and lemonade, and took the doggies for a walk because everybody had, well, you know, I've got my daughter's dog, Cara, and they have their own dogs, Missy, who you know probably if you've heard me talk about her because she comes to stay sometimes. And then my niece has a little puppy, Otis, who's a little cockapoo. Missy is a Romanian rescue. She is sort of a mixed breed, and they're all adorable, all of them. I just love spending time with them. I'll put a photograph up of the three of them in my sister's van. Hello, she's just come now. She's sitting at my feet, bless her. We've been for a walk this morning. She's high energy and she needs a lot of exercise. So she goes for at least 2 walks a day, and on top of that she likes to run a lot with the ball, so I have to take a ball and a ball thrower, and so that we do that. Just interesting how this has turned out with this stitch. I like it. I'll do one more. I'm not trying to be neat, it's just how it's worked out. So I'm going to now just go around with the basic stitch, I think. Just go around the edge, in and out. And I love you know, if you've watched me regularly, you know that I love stitching paper. I find it so relaxing. I like doing the stab stitch, which is what I'm doing now, with, you know, just an ordinary running stitch, but I can't do a canvas stitch, which is sort of like doing lots of little stitches in one go. I have to in and out like this, which is called stab stitch, I believe. And I'm not trying to be neat, even though it might seem that way. I'm just following the line, and if it goes a bit skewy, I don't mind. But when you get into a rhythm, this is what happens, you know, you do find a rhythm, and it just, yeah, it just happens that way. I love it. I like that I've used my handmade paper. I really want to do some dyeing this week. I've got a lot of work to do around the house because I'm going away down south to take Cara back and to spend some time with my grandchildren when they get back off holiday, and then coming back and it'll be the wedding and my son and daughter-in-law are visiting, and I just want the house to look nice and fresh. So I'd have to do it before I leave, because I won't have time when I get back. Well, I have a bit of time actually, but not much. Just go back through there, and there we go. Just to get around that last bit. So I'm going to just end off here and go through there, and then I can do another bit of sewing. And just what I'm going to do is just take my needle through. This is what I normally do. Just take it through a couple of stitches to secure it a bit better. There we go. Nice. That brown bit of brown, I like that. I could also go around there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I'm going to do this one now. Now, instead of going all the way around, I think I'm just going to do some crosses or some. Oh, I might go all the way around this. Yeah, let's do that. We'll frame it. We'll give it a frame because it is special, even though it may not look like it. It is to me. Right. It's a memory, and it's a very special memory for me. I might do tiny stitches for this, I'll see. I tend to get bigger as I go along. Sorry, I won't be able to see there. Yeah, I'm not going to do tiny, I don't think. Do small, but... Sometimes it's difficult to sort of get the needle in the right place when you're doing this. Yeah, my daughter flew off this morning to, they've gone on holiday, and you know, she was texting me while they were sitting on the plane, saying that, you know, something was going wrong with the intercom system or something, and they couldn't leave. So she was panicking a little bit. She was feeling a little bit stressed. But then a couple of minutes, well, they were an hour late, but eventually they took off. So she will text me when they land, I would imagine, if she can. You know, I mean, well, trying to organise 3 children, her and a partner, and it will be a bit busy when they arrive, you know. It's always, I don't know if they've got transfers. I don't know whether that's organised by where they're staying. I think it probably is. She hasn't mentioned it. So... but I hope they have a lovely time. She hasn't had, well, the last holiday my daughter had, a proper holiday, I mean, like a full-on abroad holiday, was France, and that was 2000, either 2019 or 2020. No, it can't have been 20, can it? And it was 20, you know what? Or was that 21? I think it was 20. So it must have been 19. And we went to France and we did a road trip down to Bordeaux. But we, yeah, we stayed in some amazing places on the way. Just fabulous. And the children were very small and it was just steaming hot. And we arrived, so one of the places we stayed at was an Airbnb, and it was a lovely little country cottage in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, we had a lovely time there. I had a hammock in the garden. It was very hot, and we were able to chill out easily in a place like that, you know. And so we did, and then travelled on to our next destination, and it was a long journey, and it was also, like I said, very, very hot. And we arrived, we decided we were going to stay in a hotel for this one, and it had a swimming pool, and we were sort of trying to cool off in the swimming pool, which was lovely. But then we went up into a hotel room, and it was just too hot, and the children were overheating. Teddy was a baby at that point. Evie was 4, maybe a bit young, 4-ish, and Teddy was 1 or something. He was still a little one, and they were overheating, especially Evie, and I was I was me and Jen, my daughter, were overheating, and oh my goodness me, we were, you know, why isn't there a fan? Why isn't there any air conditioning? And we were just really it was way too hot. We actually covered Evie in wet towels. It was that hot. And then she said, right, I'm going down. I'm going to say that they need to provide us with, you know, something to cool off, you know, like a fan or something. She was just about to leave, and then she saw the air conditioning unit above the door. So we were both mortified, absolutely mortified, that we'd spent almost the whole evening in this room baking, and you know, we hadn't seen the air conditioning unit above the door. Crazy, I know, but yeah. And it was such a relief putting it on. It was, it's like that you can breathe a sigh of relief, because it was misery up until that point. We were actually worried. We were overheating. I think it was 40 degrees. If it wasn't quite 40, it was up there. I love these little crosses. So yeah, that was an adventure. We stayed in Rouen, or Rouen, I don't know how you pronounce it, Rouen, as well. And the Joan of Arc Museum is in you know, in the city, and it has a beautiful, beautiful cathedral. Oh my goodness me, it is stunning. And the unfortunately, the museum, the Joan of Arc Museum, was closed on that day, and you know, we were only staying one day and one night, and it was a bit disappointing. But yeah, I would recommend. I think it's a good place actually to go for a long weekend, you know, if you're in the UK, I mean, and you want to drive over to France. It's not too far. Right, I might do something different on this one. It's very thin actually compared to the other two. That one's thicker because it's got more layers. This one, I think I need to put something on the back. Right, okay, so that's better on the back, and it feels less flimsy now. But like I said, I'm still stuck for something here. No, I don't want that. frustrating when you can't find something that you want. That's nice, but again, I feel that I've got too much on well, that is nice though. Yeah, I'll put that on. It breaks up the I might go around there as well. I don't know, I can't make my mind up, but I do love them. They sort of match in a way, which is often the way, but then when you have a number of papers out, and just gonna, it's a bit too starky white for me. I'm gonna just, this bit here was a bit too white. I'm gonna do the same up here as well. In fact, I might go all the way around. Love that red bit there. Let's just go around the edge with this. Actually, you know what? No, too dark. Too dark, Julie. I mean, you can always add something, you know, when you've found the journal or wherever it's going to go, whatever bit it's going to go down, you can always add something to it just to make it fit. Especially when you do something random like this, you know, you might want to fit into a journal and then, you know, it doesn't fit in anything. I'm going to go down there as well, I think. Just want to add a little bit. It was too light there. And maybe there as well. Yeah, okay. I've done that one. That one's far. Oh, I haven't been round it though. And I think this will benefit from having this. Yeah, it does. Definitely does. Yep. And then I'll be doing some slow stitch. I might do it today if I can get the time. I'm just really struggle. I don't know whether to do that one. I think I'll leave that one. Yeah, I don't think I'll ink that. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it here, guys. I've been on long enough, and you know, it's the one thing that I struggle with is time. So, you know, I've done 3. They're quite decorative, and I'm pleased with them. So I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you feel inspired by them. You can always just add other little bits, you know, just layer things on. But I think that makes a difference. You know, it's not as, and I probably would do some stitching on here, and I probably would go with something like pink, just as a contrast, or a different colour like a green or something. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Have a lovely day, and I will be back very soon with more videos. So thank you for watching. Bye for now.